up, everybody? So I hope you enjoyed that little clip of video there. Actually, you probably didn't enjoy it, or you laughed at it, which is okay because it was supposed to catch your attention. It was supposed to be funny. It was supposed to make you laugh a little bit and draw you into this video, because what I'm about to talk about is actually really important. It's very different. It's not something I talk about a lot, but it is something that's very, very important. So basically, the video is titled How to Play Oceans on the Drums Fixed. And what I mean by fixed is you may or may not have seen, hopefully a lot of you have seen this because the whole video is based around this video. And if not, I'll put some clips over here in a second and I'll show you a little bit. But the whole video is based around another video on YouTube called How to Play Oceans on the Drums. And this video is, I will admit, the first time I watched it, I laughed a lot. It is a funny video in some regards, depending on how you think about it, but it's also unfortunate that it is a funny video. And what I mean by that is the concept of the video is they're in a church, they're playing Oceans by Hillsong, which is a very worshipful song, and then it breaks into the section where the drums really come in. I'd like to say heavy in the song. I'll explain a little bit about that later. But where the drums come in going sort of crazy almost, but they're way too crazy. And when you listen to it and when you see it, you kind of like, you're like, whoa, what in the world is this guy doing? Like, does he not understand what's going on here? This is like church. This is worship. This is what is all that? And so some people's first reaction is to laugh. I think most people's first reaction is to laugh if you understand what's going on there. But what I want to kind of point out here is that although it is funny, it's also not funny, because the thing is, that guy, whoever he is, I don't know his name, hopefully no one really found out who his name was, because I'd hate for some of the things that were said to be said to him, but he's a drummer, he's a human, he's a person, and you don't really know the circumstances of that video. You don't know whether or not he was brought in last minute because someone on that praise team got sick. Like, they could have called him up and he could have been like not really someone that they normally call, because it's pretty apparent that he doesn't normally spend a lot of time playing in churches, I don't think. Of course, that is completely just what I kind of gather from it, but I could be wrong. And so you don't know what that situation is. And the first time, like I said, when I first watched it, I laughed at it. But then after I, enjoyed it a few times, I really sat there and I really watched it. I really listened to it. I really broke it down. And what caused me to break it down more was because just a few weeks later, Freedom Church, where I play, we actually did that song, and I was on for that Sunday. And so I had never really heard Oceans before. I know that's crazy to say, because there's some people that are like, man, that song's so overplayed. They play it all the time. I had never really heard it before until I saw that video. So my first impression of the song was that video. And my first thoughts are like, what in the world? There's no way that goes with the song. It doesn't make any sense at all. Now, fast forward to where I am working on learning/writing what I will be playing during that song with Freedom, because we don't play to the original song. It's not like a normal drum cover. We redo the entire song, which we do try and stick very close to the original, but there are some changes, and of course I have a little bit of free will with where I want to go with it, what I feel is going to fit with the way we're doing it. And so I was listening to the song and I'm like, wow, I get it. I understand why that guy did that, because the way the song is mixed, the drums are very, very crazy for a song of that nature, but they're mixed so that you don't feel like it's crazy. It's pulled back in the mix. They're put underneath everything. It's the way they're mic'd, the way they sound, the way they're mixed into the song isn't in your face. It's very subdued, but you can still hear what's going on. And that's the big difference between that mix and what this guy was doing live on an electric kit, which leaves very little room for nuance. he's sitting here playing a lot of notes, and I will say that he was playing more notes than what was on the original track. But he wasn't really that crazy far away. If you listen to the song and you listen to the sections where he's coming in at, those are actually the most intense sections of the song. It's all like 16th notes. And so he was doing a lot of that. And when I listened to it, I was like, wow, if I wasn't a very, very trained musician in learning songs, in listening to songs. I've been playing in churches all my life. I've been playing covers. I've been doing stuff where I have to learn and figure out what goes with the song and what is on the song for a very long time. So I'm very used to that. If I didn't have that training, if I was just someone who had been playing with a band, or if I was someone who had never played in a church before, I mean, I don't know if I would have gotten what I did. Now, I have done the song and I put a video up, and you can click on it over here. I'll put a link so you can actually see what I played for the song. But I wouldn't have ended up with what I played for that song if I didn't have the experience that I've had. I wouldn't have ended up with what he has either, because I'm not that style of player. And that's one of the big things that like everyone was laughing about, is that it's church and he's got a double kick pedal and he's just going crazy with the double kick pedal. And I will admit, I can look past pretty much everything else and I can understand it. I really don't know the whole double pedal thing. Someone shouldn't have hooked that up for him, because a double pedal in church, it can be used well, but it's also very dangerous, because a lot of players, when they're good with a double pedal, and this is something that might be his mentality, is that when you can do it, you just want to start putting it in everywhere. It's like you learn a new fill. You learn a fill you really, really like, and then you're like, oh hey, I want to play this fill. I want to show it off. I want to show people this cool fill that I came up with. It's like that with double bass. Like, man, I can do all this cool stuff with my feet, so I want to do it. Why not do it? So that's kind of, I think that might be where he's coming from there. But really, I know I've rambled a lot, and that's because this is a subject that I could talk about all day long, because it's really important. But the thing that's so important about it is that we're all drummers. We're all humans. We're all people. We all are a part of the drum community. And as much as a little bit of laughter now and then is a great thing, laughter at the expense of someone who might not want to be laughed at. Like me, I'm okay with people joking about the way I play or laughing at some stuff, because I'm confident in who I am. I'm confident in myself as a drummer, and I know that I'm like not the best. I don't wake up in the morning and think, man, I'm the best on the planet. Like, ain't nobody can touch me. Like, I don't think that. I understand that there's people better than me, so it doesn't really hurt my feelings if not every single person on the planet loves what I do. So, but some people don't have that confidence in what they do yet, because maybe they haven't had an experience that gives them that confidence. And so you have to be very mindful of people. You have to be mindful of what your words, what your actions can do to other people. Because the last thing on the planet that, I mean, maybe some people want to do this, but the last thing on the planet I could think of ever wanting to do is saying something that makes someone quit drumming. I can't think of what my life would be like without drumming. And I know there's so many of you out there, whether it's drumming or whether it's singing or whether it's music or whether it's science or whether it's video games, whatever it is that you love and you are passionate about. Imagine if someone said something to you that when you were younger, before you had this much passion for it, forced you to quit. Imagine what your life would be like. Don't be that person. Don't say those things to people. Don't leave the comments on YouTube videos that are like just tearing someone apart. Because people like myself can take it, but there's a lot of people that haven't gotten to the level where they can take it yet. The only reason I can take that kind of YouTube trolling or YouTube hate is just because of the fact that I've learned to understand where it's coming from, and I know that it's not coming from a place that's necessarily completely meaning it. Sometimes it's out of jealousy, sometimes it's out of anger, sometimes maybe they had a bad day. Someone at school decided to tell them that they weren't coming to their concert, and now they're not going to have who they wanted at their concert tonight. And then they come on YouTube and they see this guy with 100,000 views on a video that they don't really think is all that great. there's plenty of room for being upset there. Like, you got to understand it from that side. But the thing is, you got to try to not be that person. You got to try to not attack others and try not to put others down. Because if you say the wrong thing to the wrong person at the wrong time, or even the right thing to the wrong person, or even the wrong thing to the right person, all of those situations can end poorly and it could be bad. So I just wanted to say that. Think about your actions and your words, and think about what you could do for other people. Be a positive influence in the drum community. Be a positive influence in whatever community you're in. Be a positive one. Encourage people, uplift people. Try and think about it from someone else's perspective. The only reason that I can watch that video and not laugh as much is because I understand where it's coming from. I can see it from a different side. It's still funny. There's plenty of things I've done that are funny that from my angle they might not be as funny, but that doesn't mean you have to like tear someone apart for it. And I'm not saying you guys have. I'm just saying, like, think about that in all aspects of life, and I think this whole video and this idea is a really great way to showcase that idea for you guys. So that's why I did it. But thank you so much for watching. Like I said, click here, and at the end of the video and stuff, I'll have the link to my full video of Hillsong Oceans. Really fun track. There's a lot of interesting playing in there in terms of going from slower and subdued to the more fast-paced fills, and a lot of energy and passion from myself, and the rest of the Freedom band do an incredible job on it as well. It's very, very cool. So thank you for watching. Have a great day. Subscribe for more videos and be awesome. Play some drums, lift people up, be a positive impact in your community, in your life, to the people around you. Thanks for watching. Peace.